All right, hey everyone, welcome to tonight's team call. It is Monday, October 29th, and today we're going to be talking about the Miracle Morning. I know some of you guys have read this before, and if you haven't, this kind of goes through like an overview of it. It's just a really awesome personal development book. It looks like this. You can get it on Amazon. It's really short too. Like you can see, it's a really thin book. It's freaking awesome, and I love what it teaches in there, and I wanted to kind of give you guys like a recap of what I learned and like how you can implement it, because it's true, like the way you spend your morning shapes the rest of your day. So really quick, just want to shout out some coaches for Success Club. I know Courtney just said did you just get it today? Okay, so that's why it didn't show up in my back office. So I'm at 10, Christina is at 6, which is awesome. She's at Success Club. Megan is at 2, and Courtney is at 2 as well, but she just got hers today, so usually it takes a day or two for it to show up in my back office. So awesome job. We have a couple of days left of the month. Let's finish it strong. Just some announcements. You guys know that the Team Pure Vita Mastermind call is every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. The Team Confidence call is every Tuesday at 8:45 p.m. The Boss Up to Emerald calls are every Monday at 8 p.m. I actually just got off that when I host those with Alexis. And then the National Wake Up call is every Monday at 11, and they're always recorded in Team Beachbody Coach 411. And then Success Club prizes start this month for my PS coaches only. So that means if I am your direct upline, you have the chance to win, or to earn, I shouldn't say win, to earn a Pure Vita bracelet for hitting Success Club this month. So you guys have 2 days left. Let's do this. I'm already like planning on signing a couple coaches before the month ends. So let's rock the end of this month. And then there's also the Make Your Mark promotion, which you guys can check out at FAQ 3782. Pretty much you get like markers for different goals you achieve this month. And then Important Summit 2019 announcements, you can get your ticket for $145, I believe, until the end of the month. So if you guys are planning on coming to Summit, and you need to get your ticket now because the prices are only going to increase. And then there's Summit Travel Cash Incentive for Diamonds and Below. So pretty much you can earn $200 if you hit certain requirements. And that's really awesome because they're giving you money to go to this event that'll like literally change your life. And you can check out more information at FAQ 334 or 94. And then Live 4 launches on Beachbody On Demand on October 1st. You guys knew that. Coaches can purchase challenge packs and completion packs now. A Little More Obsessed bonus gifts with any monthly nutritional subscription. So pretty much if you have been on Shakeology on HD, meaning you're getting a monthly, you have free access to the Little More Obsessed bonus program. I think it's like a week long. And there's also the Shift Shop apparel sale. Okay, so I wanted to go through this. This is kind of how the book starts, and it talks about the 3 steps to rise above mediocrity, because so many people in our culture live at mediocrity and think like, it's okay. And for some people it is okay, but some people really, want to strive, and they feel like society kind of pushes them down to mediocrity level. So it's important to understand that the reality is that 90% of our society will never create and live the life they really want. And that 95% of people struggle physically, mentally, and emotionally, relationally, and financially, which like blew my mind. I didn't know 95% of us like live that way. So that was kind of like a reality check just reading that. And then you have to also identify the causes of mediocrity. So some people live in, it's called rear view mirror syndrome. So it's when you constantly relive and recreate your past, and then we believe who we were is who we are now. And that's just not the case. Like you grow every day, you learn new things every single day. So it's important not to just like get stuck in the past and live in the present and in the future and grow. Your present does not equal your past does not equal your future. And then also sometimes people live in mediocrity because they have a lack of purpose. And to defeat mediocrity, you need to live life with a purpose, which can be any purpose you want. It can be anything that resonates with you or inspires you to wake up every day and live life in alignment with your purpose. So I actually, when I read that, I was like, like, what is my purpose? And I know my general purpose, but it's like really, really awesome to, take a little bit of time and write down your purpose in a journal or, on your phone if you like to type rather than write, because you'll be surprised at what you come up with. And it actually, like, getting things on paper clarifies it for you, and it makes you like, oh wow, like that's my purpose. Like when you write down your purpose, you'll know, and it feels awesome to like have that. Also, some people have isolating incidents, which means every thought, choice, or action is determining the quality of our lives. Who you're becoming is far more important than what you're doing, and yet it's what you're doing that is determining who you're becoming, which I thought was really interesting. And lack of accountability, which none of us should have here, because we all hold each other accountable for everything pretty much, whether it be our fitness, our nutrition, our personal development, how much water we drink, just like showing up every day for ourselves. So lack of accountability, if you feel that way, plug into the team page, plug into the team, because we are all here to help you with accountability for sure. And it's actually like when we were younger, we had our parents, our teachers, our friends to hold us accountable. And as adults, we have no one but ourselves to hold us accountable. So it's pretty cool that we have a team of amazing women on our team that like all want the same for everyone else. Like we all just want to hold each other accountable and like go for our goals. So get an accountability partner for like what I'm about to talk about like the Miracle Morning. There's a 30-day challenge. And you can also have, so you guys have heard the term or the phrase that you are a product of the 5 people that you hang out with most. So you might have mediocre people in your circle of influence, which I mean is okay, but make sure you're proactively and continuously improving your circle of influence. Like whenever I meet someone that I'm like, wow, this person is freaking awesome. Like I can learn from them, they can learn from me, and they just have like a go-getter. Like I make it a point to like form a really good relationship with them and like reach out to them and just do things that like I know would solidify a friendship, you know? And then another thing too, which is like none of us should have this issue either, is a lack of personal development, because our levels of success will rarely exceed our level of personal development. And if you're a coach, you know that personal development is one of the vital behaviors. We should be doing this every day. And you know, if not, maybe just during the weekdays. And I swear, like personal development has shaped me into the person I am today, and I would not be nearly like who I am today without PD. And then there's also the lack of urgency. So most people have no sense of urgency to improve themselves, so they can improve their lives. And then it says, okay, so yeah, so if no one's telling you like you have to be a rock star by this date, you don't have like a sense of urgency. So it's important, and I tell people this all the time, when you set a goal, it is so important to set a due date for your goal, because you will get it done so much faster than if you just kind of leave the end date in limbo. And then also, so the last step is to draw a line in the sand, make a decision as to what you want to start doing differently from this day forward. Okay, and this is, so I actually read, I think it was the 5-second rule that I read this in, but hitting snooze is like the worst possible way to start your day, because you actually, when you hit snooze, your body, you know how you go into sleep cycle. So like every hour and a half, I think you're in a different sleep cycle. And what happens is your body, like the last 2 hours of sleep that you get throughout the whole night, your body is working on waking up. And then when your alarm rings, you're like, oh, okay. Like your body's like, all right, let's do this. But then when you hit snooze, you go back to sleep and your body starts a whole entire new sleep cycle. So it literally takes like your 4 hours to kind of wake up out of the grogginess if you hit snooze, because your body, like your mind is still not asleep, but it's like in another sleep cycle. So it takes a lot more to snap out of it. So there's like a 5-step snooze proof way to wake up. And I actually do a lot of these because and I've been doing step 1 a lot too, because that actually helps me, like the mindset part of it. But step 1 is set your intentions before bed. Like I literally say to myself before I go to sleep is, I'm going to be really excited to get up tomorrow. I have so many things that I want to knock off my to-do list. Like I'm just excited to check things off, and like I'll be awake and alert, and I'm just going to be ready to slay the day. And then step 2, move your alarm clock across the room so you actually have to get up when your alarm's going off. And I like to do this too because I know I have to turn it off right away, because if I don't, like it'll wake Brian up and then I'll feel really bad. So that makes me just like bolt out of bed as soon as I hear it. Step 3 is brush your teeth. That like refreshing, like the mouthwash or the toothpaste or whatever it is, kind of wakes your brain up as well. And then drink a full glass of water, because you actually get super dehydrated when you sleep, because you haven't drank for like 7 or 8 hours, however long you're sleeping. So it's really important to hydrate yourself first thing, and it actually gives you more energy when you're more hydrated. And then step 5 is get dressed in your workout clothes. This helps me. I literally, the first thing I throw on is my workout clothes, so that way when I'm ready to like work out, I don't have to do anything. I just like press play and I just get going. And it also makes it so I don't really have an excuse not to work out, because I'm already dressed to work out. Okay, so then it goes into the savers, which is how it recommends like you start your morning. So it's 6 different things that you can do each morning that will set you up for success. And like he's saying, in the book, that the more you do these things, like they will literally change your life. And they don't seem like much when you're actually like, when I'll go through them, but I've been doing them, and like it actually is so true. Like this method really works. So SAVER stands for silence, affirmations, vision, exercise, reading, and scribing. So I'm going to kind of go into like what each of these mean in more detail. So silence is the best way to immediately reduce stress while increasing your self-awareness and gaining the clarity that will allow you to maintain your focus goals, priorities, and what's most important in your life each and every day. So I make sure that I set time to be purposefully silent. And that's usually like one of the first thing I do when I wake up is I leave the bedroom, I come into the office, and I just sit here in silence. I might close my eyes, and I just kind of think of like what the day is going to bring, and I meditate, So, and sometimes meditation is hard. Like, believe me, my mind is racing a million miles a minute. So, and you can do a bunch of different things. There's apps for meditation. Like sometimes I'll play a YouTube video for meditation, or I have some meditation apps on my phone and I'll listen to a guided meditation. Some people do prayer or deep breathing or like a gratitude kind of meditation. And it's just a really good way to just start living in the present and just relax your mind and your body. And it also prepares your mindset and sets your expectations and to become more present. So what I would recommend is finding a quiet place to sit, focus on your breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, expand your stomach, not your chest, and then breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds. And when I actually do this when I start feeling anxious, I will remove myself from whatever is making me feel anxious, and I will just sit and breathe, like in 3 seconds, hold 3 seconds, out 3 seconds. And, make sure you're feeling your thoughts and your emotions settling down, and then acknowledge them and release. So people are always like, well, I can't quiet my mind that much. And that's okay. Like most people can't quiet their minds, but the important thing is you see a thought, you think it, and then you release it. So it's like really, really important to just be like, okay, like I thought that, and now I'm letting it go. And you kind of just like wait in silence, or maybe another thought comes into your mind, and again, you think it, release it. So yeah, just focus on inhale positive, loving, peaceful energy, and exhaling all of your worries and stress. And if you find yourself constantly thinking, focus on a single word or phrase, and practice for 5 minutes. That's all it takes is 5 minutes of meditation. And Brendon Burchard actually did a really awesome YouTube video on meditation. And it's just like, he just keeps repeating the word release over and over and over again. And like I tried it, like I was like, oh, like release, like that's not the most like empowering word, I guess. But the more you do it, like you actually feel like a release of stress, anxiety, tension, and like it's such a good meditation. And he does it, it's a guided one too, so you can just listen to that. So affirmations, this is huge. And if you guys don't have affirmations written down, I highly recommend writing them down. I have them in my phone. I repeat them to myself every morning. And I like having them in my phone just because I travel a lot. So like, God forbid I forget my piece of paper with all of my affirmations on it. Like I always have it on my phone. So the first step is decide what you really want. Organize your affirmations according to the areas that you want to focus on improving, such as health and fitness, mindset, emotions, finances, relationships, spirituality. And then begin with clarifying in writing what you really want, your ideal vision for yourself and your life in each area. So this is probably the most important step, is think about why you want it. So at the deepest level of all the things you want are important to you. So like, why do you want, so I was getting some of this example the other day. Like say you wanted a new car. Like a new car is great, but tell me like why do you, like Brian, for example, he's really bougie and he really wants a Maserati. And I'm like, okay, why? Like, and yeah, Maseratis are really great. They're beautiful cars and they're expensive cars, but why do you want that? Like, how will that make you feel? And he like went into like all the reasons why he wanted it. And I was like, okay, like go deeper and go deeper. And so like really at the end of the day, he like really wanted it because it's like a status thing and it makes him feel good because like he's driving around in Maserati. Like obviously we're not getting a Maserati anytime soon, but you know what I mean? You really, did you hear him? He goes, Bob, yeah, we are. So step 3, and then who are you committed to becoming to create your whatever affirmation you're saying. So being and doing are prerequisites for having what you want to have. And then the step 4 is what you're committed to doing to attain it. And you can kind of break this down into like what you have to do each day, each week, each month, each year, and make sure you're like precise with your time frames and the activities you have to do to get there. And it's important to take manageable steps. You know, you don't want to take steps or write down steps that are like huge and you know you can't accomplish. And then step 5, add inspirational quotes and philosophies. I love this too because like I used to never be a quote person. I was like, quotes are dumb. Like, well, they don't mean anything to me. But now I start seeing quotes and I'm like, oh my gosh, like the more I get into the personal development realm, I'm like, wow, that's actually really impactful and insightful, and like I love that. So whenever I find a good quote, I'll either take a picture of it, like post it on my stories, or I'll write it down, or like put it like in my notes section of my phone. And then the next one, so V is for visualization, and this I also love too. I actually don't have a vision board per se, but I have an album in my phone that has pictures of everything that I want in my future. So I can like physically visualize them in front of me instead of just thinking of them. So step 1 is get ready. Step 2 is visualize what you really, really want. You know, visualize your major goals, your deepest desires, the most exciting, would totally change my life if I achieved them dreams. And then like, this is also something really important. You have to see, feel, hear, touch, taste, and see every detail of your vision. So make sure like when you are looking, so for example, one of my things is a little puppy. Like I want a dog so bad, and instead of just like looking at a dog and saying like, oh, that's cute, I picked out the exact dog or picture the exact dog that I want, and I think about how that dog feels. Is it soft? Is it warm? Is it fuzzy? Like, and like, how does it make me feel? Like I'm a total animal person, so like it's just like the love and the you know, the camaraderie and the loyalty, and it's just like make sure you really visualize what you want and like feel it. And then step 3 is visualize who you need to be and what you need to do. So see yourself engaged in the positive actions you'll need to do each day, and make sure you see yourself enjoying the process. So this is probably something I should have done for the wedding, honestly, is I should have visualized like the finished product. And like I kind of learned as I went, but I think it would have been much more beneficial for me to just like visualize what I wanted, so I knew exactly what I wanted, and then I knew the steps I had to take to get there. And I really enjoyed the process, but you know, planning on wedding stressful stuff. Anyway, onwards. So, and you might want to make a vision board, or you can just do it, you know, like I said, on your phone. So E is for exercise, and you guys know that. Like when you exercise for even a few minutes every morning, it significantly boosts your energy, enhances your health, improves self-confidence and emotional well-being, and enables you to think better and concentrate longer. And if you, I mean, I know we all have our Beachbody workouts, so that's great. But if you also want to do exercises or yoga, I should say, he recommended this website. It says www.pranashama, PRANASHAMA.com. And apparently there's like really good yoga flows on there. And then S is for scribing or writing. So, oh wait, did I switch? Oops. I missed one. So the other one is reading. So that's personal development. The fastest way to achieve everything you want is to model successful people who have already achieved it. So there are so many books out there written by successful people that literally tell you the how-to of how to get to where you want. So make sure you're reading each day. And before you start reading each day, ask yourself why you're reading that book. What do you want to gain from it? And keep the outcome in mind. And then also there's something else he recommended doing, which I totally have to do, is rereading good personal development books, because repetition is key, right? Like in order to learn things, you have to repeat it over and over and over again. And the more you repeat it, the more it sinks in and the better you can implement it. Okay, so scribing. Sorry, I missed that slide on here. Scribing just means writing. So I recommend everyone have a journal. I have I'm not really fancy with my journal. I just have like this little one someone gave me, and it's just like a, you know, cute little journal. And every morning you should be writing in it. And like, again, you don't have to do it every single day, but he recommends, you know, doing this at least 5 times a week. And the benefits of journaling daily is you gain clarity, you capture ideas, you can review lessons. So what I actually like doing is I like reading my journal like from a year ago or from 2 years ago, whatever it is. And it's so cool to see how much you've grown and like what you were thinking that day. And it kind of brings you back to that exact moment. And yeah, exactly. It says you can acknowledge your progress. So 3 simple steps to effective journaling is choose a format, digital or traditional. Get a journal. So I always say that I like traditional, like writing things down. But at the end of the day, like I travel a lot and I just like don't want to worry about another thing. So I usually write things down on my phone because that's the only thing I usually have with me. So, but if you're more traditional, that's totally fine. I honestly think writing things down helps like implant things a little bit better. So get a journal and then decide what to write. So there's actually, I think there's like a 5-minute journal or something like that. That's really good because it gives you prompts. And so you can think of things like what I'm grateful for, acknowledge your accomplishments, clarifying what areas I want to improve on, and plan which specific actions I'm committed to taking to improve, which I thought was really awesome. And then, so if you don't have time to really do all these things in their entirety, you could do a 6-minute miracle morning. And I'm actually going to start doing the 6-minute one while we're in Costa Rica for our honeymoon, just because I don't want to lose all the progress I've made. So minute 1, envision yourself waking up peacefully in the morning with a big yawn, a stretch, and a smile on your face. Sit in purposeful silence for a minute. Literally you could set a timer or I have a second thing on my watch so I can look at that. Minute 2, recite your most important affirmations. Minute 3, close your eyes, look at your vision board and visualize. Minute 4, write down some of the things that you're grateful for and what you're proud of and the results you've committed to creating for that day. Minute 5, read a page or 2 in your PD book. And minute 6, move your body. You could do a quick, yoga flow. So those are, I would highly recommend doing this. You guys can afford to wake up 6 minutes earlier each day just to do this, because I promise you just this little thing each day will add up to huge results and you feel so good that you did it. So this part of the book kind of goes into how it's going to be hard to start waking. First you're going to be excited to wake up, and then it's going to be hard to wake up, and then you're going to love to wake up. So days 1 through 10, phase 1 is unbearable. So be prepared for the first 10 days of doing this. That it'll be challenging, but it'll also be temporary, so you can beat the odds and succeed. Days 11 through 20 is phase 2. You're uncomfortable. So the days are not unbearable, but they're still uncomfortable and will require discipline and commitment on your part. And days 21 through 30 is unstoppable. So the final 10 days is where when you positively reinforce and associate pleasure with your new habit instead of hating and resisting your new habit. You start feeling proud of yourself for making it this far. Phase 3 is where the actual transformation occurs as your new habit becomes part of your identity. It transcends the space between something you're trying to do and who you're becoming. You start to see yourself as someone who lives the habit, which is freaking awesome. And then, so this is at the end, it gives you the 30-day Miracle Morning Challenge. And I actually, it's right here. You can print out, and they give you worksheets, and you can print them out, and you can go to the website and they can send them to you for free. And you print them out and they have a bunch of prompts. One of these is Brian's, but and you can literally fill everything out, and it gives you step by step, and it gives you a little, what I like because I'm a total checklist person, is it gives you a little checklist at the end, so you could check off each day that you do it. And I would recommend doing it with a partner or with a friend or whoever it is. I know when we get back from Costa Rica, I'm going to go full force with this, and I told Brian he's doing it with me. And then, of course, I'm pretty sure Marissa told me she would do it with me as well. So it's really important. Guys, we have the resources for the accountability in this team. So steps to begin the Miracle Morning Life Transformation Challenge is step 1, get the Miracle Morning 30-day Life Transformation Challenge Fast Start Kit, which you can get, I think, online. If you just type in the Miracle Morning Fast Start Kit, in Google, it'll pop up. And then step 2, plan your first miracle morning tomorrow. So don't wait. Start it tomorrow. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is. If it's not a Monday, that's totally fine. Start it tomorrow. And step 3, read page 1 of the Fast Start Kit and do the exercises. So this is the Fast Start Kit. So I would recommend doing this whole thing before you do your first miracle morning, because everything in here helps you just get ready. And that way, when you start your miracle morning, you're not wasting time kind of just figuring out what to do. You already know what to do. And then step 3.1, get an accountability partner recommended. Again, there's so many people on the team that would want to do this with you. So if you don't have one in a partner in your immediate vicinity, reach out to people on the team page. Alrighty. Does anyone have any questions about anything? I'm going to unmute y'all. No, you're all good. I feel like it's pretty straightforward, but I'm like really excited to do this because I find that waking up in the morning is pretty darn hard sometimes. But if I have like a routine that I know to go to, it'll help me.
I find it hard to believe that at some point I'm going to love it, but I'm willing to.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, no. One day I'll be like, and even this weekend, like I got up at like 7:30 one day, and I was like, why? Like I was like, even though like I don't know, like my body actually woke up, I was still pissed that I was like up early on a weekend. But I know what you mean. I think during the week it's not as hard because I'm in a routine, but I want to be to the point where I feel like energized, and I think this will really help me with that. Anybody have any questions or comments or anything? No? Awesome. I kind of flew through that, but I figured you guys, well, some of you already read the book, so it's just kind of a recap. But alrighty, well, thanks so much for hopping on. It was awesome to see you guys. And we'll have our mastermind call 8:30 on Thursday if you guys can hop on. And I'll definitely, there'll be my last team call will be next week, and then I'll be away for a couple weeks. But I'm going to ask some of you guys to take over, so get ready. I'm going to just like post it in the little group chat and be like, who wants this day? Who wants that day? And they can just be power hours. They don't need to be anything like this. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. But again, thanks for hopping on. Have an awesome night. I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.